Start off. I don't know what's been going on, but like my last stream, I didn't get like an automatic like you hey you live, buddy. Oh now see okay see now I got the you live, man. Hey man, you're live on Twitch. So cool, got that working. My last stream was so weird. Like I was trying to play a game and my game just kept her crashing. What's going on? Can I not finish this game? And I'm trying. And I also was. I stopped playing that game for a while because I started playing God of War again,
Mm-hmm.
and I was getting like I went back to getting good at that, and I was like, okay, I can finally about to give this game back to him. But I found out that I also was like less than halfway. I'm not about to finish this shit. But all right, intro coming in. We supposed to. I always said I was gonna have like an intro and an outro, but I never actually do. I just show up. But yeah, we got. Oops.
Gotta have like a little intro video. Sorry.
Oh, I should have a little intro. Actually, hold on. Let me. I'm about to start it on. But besides the point, we are here with Kung Fu Kenny. Sometimes I might call him by his real name. Just ignore that and just insert Kung Fu Kenny. Kung Fu Kenny and myself, and we about to talk about the last episode and ultimately the series in general of The Boys. You know, I feel like a lot of people already kind of got their opinions about it, and we have ours. Some maybe good, maybe shit. You know, but without further ado, the first question I got for Josh is: I want to know what did you think about Homelander's ending? You know, like did you like the fight? Um, did you think it was satisfying? You know, so
I think the fight was. I did expect something bigger. I don't like. It wasn't a bad fight. I just my brain was expecting like Homelander to like go all out, but then I realized in like retrospect, how do you fight a man who like I'm expecting like this Superman type of fight, but like no one else can fly except for Homelander. Well, with the exception of Starlight, but Starlight's off, which I have a point for that later. Starlight's off, fighting the Deep, which in my brain I was just like I was hoping for like this, I guess just this one sort of like 20v1, against
yeah,
Homelander, into where everybody kind of just like takes their turns at him or like delaying him until they can get the entire thing set up, and it's like all right cool, now we get him with that final hurrah to like defeat him. So but I didn't mind the just like obviously Butcher and Ryan v Homelander and Kamiko as well. um so it wasn't bad. I think a lot of people, it was, I saw a tweet where it's just like uh people were complaining. It's like, oh, why? As soon as he lost his powers, why was he such a baby? Why was he such a little baby bitch? I'm just
that's
like, did y'all watch the show? That's literally his whole like he without his powers, he's nothing. I realized while in that fight is like he as soon as he lost his powers, I'm like, oh, it's over. He's fighting an actually trained operative who has for the majority of his life had no powers. So you fought Butcher, who can actually fight, and meanwhile Homelander this entire time, his entire life is probably just, I don't know if he's trained, but he's mostly probably just
he
relied on
was
his
trained.
brute strength and powers alone.
Yeah,
But
he
I
was
feel like
trained.
how much trained in combat like was
Yeah,
he?
he was
Or
like that.
I would
He was like
imagine
that
so.
military thing. You know, like they kind of like brought it up in like a couple episodes ago. He was just like he had a whole like military platoon and that under his leadership ended up dying and stuff. But I don't want to cut you
No,
off.
I'm talking about Homelander training.
Oh,
Like
no.
Homelander didn't. I feel like his entire life he relied on his brute strength and never formally trained like Butcher has. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
why when he
no.
lost his powers, Butcher was just handling him so easily.
Yeah. And Trappy Pappy said, "Homelander, I got these cheeseburgers." He was what movie is that? Don't Be a Menace. Or while drinking your gin and juice in the hood. I think I think that's from that. He was like, "Hey man, I got these cheeseburgers, man. I suck you." You remember that?
Dog meat?
Powerful King.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I mean,
Oh,
obviously
I've
he
never
remember
seen.
that.
I've never seen. Don't be a menace.
Oh, really? Hmm.
I have. It's always been on my watch list, but I haven't gotten to it.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like it's probably like I think it might have to. It's one of those things like parodies where it's like you don't necessarily have to watch the stuff before, but like probably should watch stuff before. But it's also a little bit of parodies are always kind of like at the time it was hilarious, so it might not be outside. But
I do know like the whole message. Like
yeah,
I get
oh
where that
message.
that comes from that.
Yeah. But sorry, but continue with the with Homelander's end.
But I think him the fight was fine. Could have been better. I'm not 100% pleased. I'm not also 100% unsatisfied.
To be fair.
I like that. I like that. Like once he lost his powers, he was literally what he was on the inside. What everyone's been calling him out to be, just a big scared baby. Like he can't do anything. That's why Butcher was handling him because the man's never really like put in effort to train. Like he just relied on his brute force and strength and powers, and it showed. And so
Yeah,
the crowbar was crazy. I was like, ah, I was like,
yeah.
oof. But
The
deserved.
crowbar was. I would say like I get where people are coming from when it comes to like Homelander and doing like just this. Like I get both sides. Like yes, I agree with you, and I think that was purposeful. Like he was supposed to be a baby because he was always a man child with a lot of with powers, with the best powers. And once you took those powers out, he became a man child again. He wanted he he became what he always saw everybody else to be. As oh my gosh, I'm just a person without powers. I'm going to be what I think people want me to be because now Butcher is in the place of me, and I'm gonna behave like that, you know. So it's just like he went to that, but my issue is what he was saying. It was so grotesque. It was just like what we doing? But at the same time, it's the boys. You know, they're gonna go that
Yes, the
far.
boys. Yeah.
They never need to go that far, but they always do. And to me, that's the worst thing about the boys. It's just like, you know, like it's like Family Guy. It's like they take the weird humor 5 steps too far. And it's like it's not even funny no more, man. And this is just weird. And not weird in a
Right.
good way. I was like, you know, like it's just like I'll do this for you. You'd be like, okay, I will eat your huh? Stop it, please. I didn't need to hear that in my brain at all. You know what I'm saying? Like I did not need that image. But
At this point in the boys, I'm just like, anything. I don't know. That was mild for them.
yeah, it was mild,
We've
honestly.
seen we've
Once someone starts fighting with their testicle, penis,
it's over. It's wraps.
yeah,
It's wraps.
it's over. Yeah. Yeah. So that, but I agree. I feel like I was. I feel like I wasn't like, oh my god, shocked, like, ugh, but I was just like confused because the ending happened right in the middle of the show. It felt like right, like he died right in the middle of that show, and then um so that became a shock. And for the other thing is, it's just like, oh, is it? He's dead like now? Like that was it? Like it? All it took was 3 superheroes to fight him, and honestly, it was just 2. when it, I don't know. To me, it felt like it didn't need everything. Did not need to happen right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Um, the Deep and Starlight situation could have been handled already. Could have been handled earlier in the episode
I have
or earlier in the season. You wasted so much goddamn time this season for what?
I have a complaint. I have a complaint about that because Ella and I both were like, you don't know that the whole ocean is against him. Why would you bring him to a beach?
Yeah, that is true.
It didn't make sense. Like, yeah, it was like, oh, happenstance. Like, she brought him to a beach to fight, and it was like, oh, turns out good for me. Great, fight over. But you
Yeah,
didn't
but
know
like
that. You brought him to like
you
punched
brought
him
him
into
to
the
his
ocean.
turf, to his turf.
His turf, right? It's like, why would you do that? And then you punched him into the ocean, not knowing if that would happen. So like, he could have just popped out with like a swarm of sea, or he might not even have left the ocean. So now you got to go fight him. So like, what's like? It just didn't. It felt like unthought out a little bit.
Yeah, it felt bad. Like it felt bad. Like and like it would have made more sense if she did that on purpose and she would have saw the whole thing of him running away from the sea. You know, like and you
Yeah.
she could have been like, oh, maybe that's the way to beat Kevin, but it wasn't that. It wasn't that, and so it it is bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. Trappy Pappy said it felt like they used AI for the ending. It kind of do. I'm not gonna lie. It do feel that way. Like it. Like I don't know. It. I think the Deep was so annoying that he deserved a worse death. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
yeah, his death was deserved for sure. Man didn't want to
yeah,
take responsibility for nothing.
yeah, and it felt rushed, and it was just like I don't know. It could have been. I don't know. If you wanted
Like,
to be
I didn't
gruesome,
like Noir's death.
no, I was just like, is he really dead? Ain't no way. It didn't make any sense. Noir's death didn't make sense. For even bringing back uh Soldier Boy just to never really use him didn't make any
Use him
sense.
again, yeah.
You put him on ice for what reason? You brought him back just to be like, um, hey, I don't, hey, Homelander, I don't like you. We knew you didn't like him, and then it's just like, actually, I'm in love with, we were in love with the same girl, so I'm gonna give you this V, huh? That didn't make sense. You could have made Homelander found the V on himself, V by himself, but you bring Soldier Boy to do that work, and then also just to put him on ice in the next episode, and then never really see like his quote on like Homelander's quote unquote godhood do anything. We never seen his godhood do anything. They were like the only thing that we saw his godhood do is get his ass beat by two people he been fighting with. Doesn't make sense. We saw that fight in season 2 was it? That was the same fight. The only difference is Soldier Boy wasn't in it. And somehow, some way, that fight just killed him. You know what I'm saying? With that Deus Ex
Machina.
Machina. There you go. Deus Ex Machina. Um, Blast from Kimiko. Like it doesn't make sense. I know we were talking about it a little bit, but I want my frustration to be shared even more of how much it just did not need to happen. Like all of all of the fight, the fight with the um uh I don't know Dave, what's his name, David Diggs character, the guy who sings.
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
fight could that fight didn't need to happen simultaneously. The fight with the Deep didn't need to happen simultaneously. It's not like Homelander did not know they were coming for him. So it actually would have made more sense if those fights would have happened before, because then it makes sense that he knows someone's coming for him. You know what I'm saying? It it didn't make sense.
I think he knew they were like he expected Butcher to come for them on that same day of his his rise to power. So it's just like those fights happening leading up. And it's like that. Yeah, if everyone's gonna if everyone's gonna have it's gonna be a wave of different people, different members of the Butcher's crew to help get Butcher to the end. That's kind of just how it is. You get it's like, oh, go off, I got this guy. Everyone handles their respective plays their respective role, and then they save whoever is supposed to hit Homelander hits Homelander. I wasn't necessarily mad about that. Like I expected it to go that way,
Yeah, but
but
I
at the
just
same
I
time,
feel
it's
like
just
it didn't need to happen though. Like I feel like Homelander was a big enough bad that you could have potentially had everybody fight him. You know what I'm saying? Do a whole Avengers
no.
versus, you know what I'm
I
saying?
agree with that.
Like it didn't have to be that way. Hey you take him, I'll take him. Hey, you take him, I'll take him. To the fact where the crescendo of Homelander's downfall is the same fight that happened in season 2. Nobody is mentioning that. We already seen this fight. Like it I did not care for it for that particular reason. Like everybody, Mother's Milk, Annie, Huey, all of them had their gripes with Homelander. But somehow, some way, the only people that deserve to have a final bout with the man is Kimiko, Butcher, and what's his name? The son? I think that's BS. Like literally the you could have had the whole reason that Gen V came in, they could have been impactful, and you could have been like, Homelander is the reason why what's his name died. I mean, obviously he died in real life, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but in the show, it could have been the reason why their boy I don't remember his name. But the reason why, he got sent to the basically his death in that jail. And none of it was none of it happened. Especially building up what's her name? Marie. Building up Marie to seem like she can be the only person that defeats Homelander by basically ripping out the V1 from his bloodstream so everybody else can attack him. Like that, I thought that's where they were going, but they said, "Nah, nigga, go to Canada." Huh? Why would you? If this is the biggest fight of your life, why would you not get as much help as you need? It took three. Y'all could have been done that, man. Y'all could have been fought this nigga if it only took three niggas to beat. Y'all just held him down. Two niggas held him down. One nigga shot him. Huh? Brother, cannot be serious, man. Like I didn't care. I didn't care for it, but that was me. Are you ready to go to the? You got anything else there? Or are you ready to go to the next?
No,
Did
I'm good.
Butcher?
Go to
Okay,
the next one.
now let's go to the next. Did Butcher deserve a redemption?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, okay.
Honestly, I expected him to die of cancer, and I was like, that would have been a good ending for me.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna die of cancer too. Is there any reason? Would you like to elaborate?
I think it's just because the entire season they made it very clear. Like Butcher has always acted at the best interest of Butcher first, usually. Like obviously he does care, but in the back of their mind, there's that different Butcher as the guy pointed out, the telepath pointed out. It's like he sacrificed his entire crew just to get that one mission done back in his heyday, and he'll do it again or however many times it takes. And and they showed that when he was like I've lost everything. Oh, not everything, but I've like shit. I know nothing's going my way. I'm going to get rid of these soups, whether they like it or not. Whether that means I'm risking the human population and the soup population, or just the soup population, because they said they're like, this is such a powerful virus, and we don't know if it'll affect humans yet or not, too. And he was gonna risk that, and so it's kind of just one of those things where it's like, I don't think Butcher. I don't think. Did he deserve for his dog to die? No. Did he deserve to keep Ryan? Also no. Because like I said, Ryan, like, he wasn't a good father. He was gonna sacrifice Ryan. He didn't know how to treat Ryan, like, at the end of that other season or two. He told him just kind of just fuck off. Um, I, like, he's not
Yeah.
a bad guy. He just needs. I mean, I don't even know if therapy at this point can fix the Butcher. But he is and he isn't a bad guy, and I don't think he deserved a redemption arc. Like I said, I think the cancer should have took him, and he should have died. That wouldn't have been a bad ending. Am I happy that Am I mad that he lived? Not necessarily. Um, am I happy that he didn't die? Also, not necessarily. I just, like, it's one of those things where I'm just like, I don't think he deserved. He didn't deserve a truly happy ending. Like, he got what he needed. He got his mission done. So Homelander died. Cool. That's your big. That's your mission you accomplished. There's your happy ending. That's all you get, honestly, in my book. So you
Yeah.
gotta do what you gotta do. Whatever else, everyone else is gonna live their lives. Doesn't want to do this anymore. He wants to dip off. Kamiko didn't want to do this anymore. With Frenchie didn't want to do it anymore. They wanted to just settle down. So then, but Frenchie didn't live. But Kamiko still said, "I'm out." Obviously, Huey and Starlight don't want to do that anymore. Like, no one wants to continue to risk their life for the rest of their lives. Only Butcher would want to do that. So
Yeah. But I think Butcher also, like, but I think Butcher should have died. I think he should have died. I think the way he died was fine, but I just think he died without any redemption, which is, like, that's why I was like, I think it's fine, but like it's kind of like, whenever he talked to what the heck is that boy's name? I can never remember his name.
Ryan,
Ryan, yes. Whenever he talked to Ryan, obviously he told him to like buzz off. It always felt like he was also like protecting him from all of this. He was just like and then he was just like, okay, like when he made that plan, it felt like, you know, this is the final sacrifice play for all of us. And I'm sorry you have to do this, but this is now our only chance to save the world. You know what I'm saying? Even that aspect, his relationship was with Ryan never felt that goddamn bad to me. Because it felt like he always tried to figure out how to protect Ryan. And even to the certain point where I think it was the last season, where everybody was like, yo, you need to talk to Ryan about basically sacrificing himself. And he was just like, nah, I can't do it. Not gonna do that to Ryan. Nope. Until at the end where he was just like, man, is there really no other choice? And he thought about it, but he still didn't have it happen. He still was against it. So like now to sit there and have Ryan be like, nah, f you for everything that you done, and all the characters too is just like, nah, f you for everything you done. Where honestly, the one thing that he did, even though he was hyper focused on all of killing Homelander for personal reasons, it needed to be done because if it wasn't for Butcher, people would have been murdered across the board when it came to her Homelander because not everybody was going to believe in Homelander. So it was going to be mass genocide. You know, insane mass genocide. And Butcher literally, almost single handedly, through his own grit, made sure that didn't happen. And at his funeral, everybody's like, nah, fuck this guy, man. I'm like, really? Really? Like, sure, he was a terrible person, but golly, I'm not gonna give this man no credit of literally doing. Yes, everybody was like, "Oh my
I wouldn't say it was
god!"
fuck this guy.
It's like everybody's all right. Are we done here? All right, I'm about to leave, man. I'm like, geez, like the only person that even
I get
had
that vibe from that.
The only person that had a little bit of compassion for Butcher was Huey. Everybody else was like, I do not want to be here. I don't want to be here. No tears, no nothing. Like,
First off, I don't agree that they didn't want to be there. I don't agree. Like it wasn't like a "Are we done here?" like type of deal. That's not the vibe I got from that. But it's also I'm not expecting tears from any of those guys over Butcher. It's like this point, you guys are like hardened fucking mercenaries. You've been for the past what 5 6 years.
I
Like
mean, sure, but they
didn't
they
like
literally
I'm
just
not.
they had a funeral for Frenchie that was a lot more sadder and interpersonal in the
Because
beginning of the episode.
it's Frenchie versus Butcher. Come on now. Like
I
I'm not. I don't find it weird that one Kamiko was gonna cry over Frenchie because like it's Kamiko.
yes,
Two, I
absolutely,
don't find
absolutely.
it weird that they were more sad for Frenchie than they were more sad for Butcher. It was just kind of just like at a certain point in the back of your head, you feel like on that team Butcher might not. He'll kill himself to get this mission done. Butcher might not finish this mission alive, but he'll finish this mission. And so it's just like it's expected. You're all like, all right, cool. The mission is done. Are they sad that Butcher's dead? Probably, yeah. Are they gonna show as much emotion as they did for Frenchie? Probably not, because Frenchie was like a warm hug. Frenchie was just that guy in the group. Like after drugs, he was like, Frenchie was literally bringing the group together at points. Literally when they were all fucking hyped up on like
Anger.
anger adrenaline in that basement.
Mm-hmm.
Frenchie, thanks to his drugged out brain, was the only one who was thinking clearly and trying to bring the group back together. And it's just like, even if can you imagine Butcher in that situation? If his brain was resilient to the pheromones in the air, would he have been able to handle it the same way Frenchie would have? I don't think so. And you know what I mean? But he would have been like, I don't forget this. I'll just do it myself. And it's
Yeah.
kind of just
If
like
also you got to realize Frenchie did nothing either. Like he said a lot of good things.
he was the main scientist.
No, no. In that situation, in that anger situation, Frenchie did nothing because he could do nothing. And Butcher being in that same situation would have done the same exact thing. Nothing. Nobody
Frenchie
could
did
do
not
nothing.
do nothing. Frenchie coerced Soldier Boy into killing the main source of the pheromones.
And you're telling me Butcher wouldn't do that?
Probably. I don't know.
Yes, he would have done the
It
exact
feels.
same thing.
I guess fair point on that. I don't think I don't think Butcher's funeral was a necessarily bad funeral. I don't get the vibes, and I go back and rewatch it, but I don't get the vibes that everyone was like, I don't want to be here. I'm done. And I get the vibes like everyone's like, this is closure. This is our final chapter. We can go. We can depart. Roll credits. Huey went off to do this. Yeah, blah, 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 and they slowly disappear. But I feel like it was like I don't know. I feel like it was an appropriate funeral for Butcher. He wouldn't want them to cry over them anyways. It's Butcher.
Yeah, I mean that's fair too. I mean, I agree. Butcher wouldn't necessarily want anybody to cry over him. But it like I almost would have just been like, don't show the funeral. If this is how you're writing him off by everybody's like, dang man, I know you dead, but I still you still were a piece of shit. I still just did not like you at all. It like just don't show the funeral. Just, what we doing? That's how. At least that's how I feel. Another thing that I feel like people never talked about is like Butcher and his like his voice would just sound like a rusty doodle bob. Him always be like, oi, oi me boy. Oi me hoy me boy me boy. I'm just like, what is that?
Sit in the back of your RAV4, the boop in the back. Whatever he said in that one thing.
Oi me hoy. Sitting in the back of the Ford, boy. Like I'm like, why you gotta talk like that? Always wiggling your loose ass neck. Like it's just so it's so freaking funny. It's to me, I don't know. It's always just funny to me. Yeah, I think Butcher deserves some redemption because of just just him just him understanding like he had to be the polar opposite of Huey. Like it was always Huey and Butcher, and Butcher needed to be the evil. So the ultimate evil would have been could be exterminated with. You know what I'm saying? And these are grown people that I feel like should have had enough sense to be like, you know, like, without him, we would have not without him we all be literally dead because everybody who does not believe in Homelander and we would not have made it this like then there were no one said that in the funeral. No one acknowledged the fact that they needed him. No one
Well, it was a
acknowledged.
very butcher funeral. It was just like that. No sentiments need to be explained. It's I don't want you guys sit over here and waste your words on me. Like it was a very butcher funeral. That's what I'm like. I feel like the funeral was fine for Butcher. The funeral of Frenchie was fine for Frenchie. Frenchie wrote a literal will that was like it was so Frenchie. He made a half the will was just him talking
Booty.
about their assholes.
Yeah. And then he
And
tied
then
it. Then he
finally
tied
get
it
to the
together.
heartfelt part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tied it together pretty well. And I was first I was like and I was like actually no, I get it. But it took me a minute to be like all right, but yeah, it it was it was good. Or it could have
Butcher
been.
didn't say anything at Frenchie's funeral. The only thing Butcher did at his funeral was notice that Kamiko had powers. The minute he saw the rocks floating, he was already in the next plan
But
mode, which that
we
was good because
already
that's Butcher. He needs him.
yeah, but
No one knew. Nobody knew.
yes, but we already
That was
knew
the first
Butcher.
instance we saw. What?
We already knew Butcher wasn't gonna say nothing. Every time Butcher tries to say something like nice or good, he talks about
Never goes well.
it never goes well. He just talks about the
Worst pep
freaking
talks.
yeah. So why would he say something then? Like,
I don't know. Like, why not? Like, I don't. Honestly, it's funny though. I didn't mind the Spice Girl pep talk.
yeah, me neither. But apparently,
I thought it was very Butcher. They didn't like it, but it was like, hey.
yeah, yeah, I didn't mind it either. But yeah, everybody was like, "What the hell is this?" but yeah, I ended to end it. I thought he deserved some sort of redemption for helping the world, you know, helping the world. What I'm looking for. Helping the world have some sort of normalcy. But that's me. I might be alone with that thought, but regardless, let's go to the next topic, which is with how the season/series ended. Do you think they could have still aired Gen V somehow?
Yes, and it's because that the report was Gen V season 3 would have been them basically exploring a post Homelander world and helping fix and wrap things up and probably fixing things in their own lives and their own plot holes that they need to fix. Like, and I was like, I would like to see that. Granted, I still would have liked to see Marie help out defeat Homelander because, I think I don't know if you mentioned already, that's what we built her up for. It seems. I don't know if I'm crazy in thinking that, but I feel like everyone majority thought that. But even if we don't get that, let's see her help fix the post Homelander world. Let's see everyone in Gen V fix their problems. Let's see Schizo dude help. Let's see him finally you know fix his shit. Let's see the eating disorder girl who can shrink fix her stuff. Let's see Marie come to terms with you know her life and her sister better. And let's just see. Can we get closure on everybody? No, we didn't. And so it's just like 2 seasons for what?
I agree, and honestly, the Gen V, like, I would have been okay if they had some sort of Gen V finale tied into the boys finale. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be like, okay, I'm
That
cool
would
with
have been
that.
cool.
I'm fine with that. You canceled it for a reason. Maybe Marie dies. Maybe somebody else. Maybe something happens to where it all got booked in. But saying like, just go up to Canada, that don't help me. You know what I'm saying? That don't help nobody. And
Nobody.
I agree. It's like you said, like we get no closure, and that would have been an amazing thing to see, especially like maybe having them recreate something that is seven like, but actually good, actually superhero. You know what I'm saying? Like become superheroes because they actually care about people, and it's a new thing that maybe maybe it's like, hey, like this is like the popular one that people actually like, and then you got Vault trying to say forget this one, we're the actual ones, and but at the same time they are always business oriented, and they might not want so many people that are like forward facing assholes, so we can see like that dichotomy going on, but they just said nah, no. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. I think they could have. They could. To me, they could have went in so many directions, but they just said, you know what we need, a story about the past, huh? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about what is it called?
Uh, Bot Rising.
Yeah, I'm happy about Vault Rising, but like Gen V could have been like Vault Closing, and we could have had a bookend series of both you know just the story around the vault, you know but
Mhm.
I digress. Oh, someone VVS Ninny said what's glowing in the back.
Glowing in the.
Oh, you talking about in the back of with my pictures, or are you talking about the back of my layout? Because this, oh, the back of my pictures, this is I don't know. It's like a light that I got from Amazon. So I have these acrylic paintings. What do you go? Josh, you or Josh. Kung Fu Kenny went with me to get these paintings, and I think they're acrylic prints. And so you kind of see the back
They're
of
like a
it.
yeah.
Yeah. So I put some light that's like that goes off a sound, like and anytime it hears a sound, like whether I'm talking or if I snap my fingers, then it lights up in a rainbow fashion. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. So I be I got a little bit of creativeness, a little bit in me, but sometimes few and far between. But oh yeah, I appreciate the follow. Hopefully you enjoying the boys talk. Um, with that being said, let's go back to what was we talking about? Gen V.
uh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I feel like we said it. We said what we needed to say on Genevieve because it's just like, what else can we say about like the fact that they should have just too violent. That's fair. The show is not for everybody.
It is
The
it
show
is
is not meant for
violent
everybody.
and grotesque, and yeah, yeah, like
At a certain point, even I'm just like I'm tired.
yeah, like this is one of the episodes or one of the shows where you're just like, man, yeah, it came back, and then you watch it, and you're just like, nah, like, it's a lot, but I'm into it. Like I'm already in too deep, so yeah, it's a lot. um,
but
but yeah,
but yeah,
Kung Fu Kenny. What did you think of? What would you rate the final episode?
I give it a 6 out of 10. Not
Yeah,
not bad, not great. It was enough in the world of how and the bar is already low for finishing series these days, and which is sad to say, but it's just like it was nice to have a series finish that I didn't exactly hate the ending, but at the same time, like I said, wasn't an amazing ending. Like it's like one of those things where I'm like Umbrella Academy. I never finished the show because I heard the final season was just so bad, and so It's like, do I want to finish that and just be left on a sour note, or can I just leave it at whatever the last season was and go about my day? And The Boys, luckily, I wasn't left on a sour note, but I just, like I said, it was a decent ending. Wasn't a great ending, but like, I'll take it.
Yeah, I agree. That's the same thing
I
too.
feel like a 6 out of 10 is appropriate. But I don't. What do you give it?
Um, I think 6 out of 10 is appropriate. Like it wasn't offensive. Like um, it wasn't great, but it wasn't offensive. So like I agree. 6 out of 10. At the very least, maybe a 5 out of 10. But like at the very best,
Mhm.
it could have been a lot worse. Like could be unwatchable. But for something that is based off of a comic book and has almost completely ignored the comic book for most of it, they didn't do it. And it's not offensive. It's not terrible. You know what I'm saying? It could have been like a Game of Thrones. Like you said, it could have been like
Right.
a Umbrella Academy, but it wasn't. At least it made some sort of sense. And I feel like I like the way that they wrapped up the rest of the characters that were alive. You know,
Yeah.
Butcher, not Butcher, but Mother's Milk, a little forced. A little forced sending Ryan with Mother's Milk because they never really had a relationship. But it makes sense enough because he is probably the best man on that show.
The best father figure. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Um, I want to know what happened with Chemical's kids. she just went to she went to France and started eating baguettes, and we never heard anything about her kids. She had like 3 kids. Wasn't hers, but
What do you mean she had 3 kids? What are you talking
remember
about?
in the beginning of the episode, beginning of the season, didn't she have like random kids she was taking care of?
I don't even know. I don't even remember.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
don't think they ever had kids. I think
No,
she
she
wanted 3 kids.
no she were that wasn't her like kids, but she was taking care of kids, and then they picked
Oh,
her
I
up.
know. Yeah, I think she was just like in wherever country she was. She was just helping out, and what like I don't know if it was like missions that or helping out just local families and stuff like that. That could have been it, but I guess it wasn't like a necessity for her to stay there or go back to check on them. And maybe she did check on them. I don't know, but we'll never know.
Yeah, her and uh Starlight and what's his name? Huey. I thought it was a
Huey
good,
having
yeah, having a kid and then having a business. I thought it was good. It's
I would
cool.
not I would not be fighting pregnant. With the way some of those superheroes work in that universe, that you never know what might happen. I would just, for those 9 months, just take it easy.
Yeah, I agree. But what been great if they heard that and we found out she was pregnant, and instead of her going out there, she called Marie. What are we doing?
That's true. She had a whole gang of superheroes that she could have just deployed.
But
And which, granted, I guess they just wanted. I was like, oh, Huey's like he didn't take. He turned down the president's offer. It's like, okay, makes sense. He doesn't want to be the new butcher, but at the same time, you're still out here vigilanting with your police radars in your Radio Shack that you, which grant, yeah, have fun. The Radio Shack idea, taking up your father's business, cool, great
yeah,
idea. Love that for Huey. But if you're
hmm
still gonna
you see
monitor
on
his
Dibble
police
Dabble?
radars and go do hero work, and you're
Yeah,
still gonna dibble dabble, at least have a team, have something.
exactly, exactly. We're doing a 2-man show with your pregnant wife, and you think I'm cool just because you kissed her and named your daughter Robin. You could have thought this out more, brother. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. It's still like at least we got some sort of like an ending for all these characters we cared about. And
Also, bring them folks back from Canada. They don't need to be in Canada no more. I'm sure they have
facts.
in the years that it has passed, but like bring them back.
Yeah, let us know what happened to the rest of them. Let us know. Thank you for tying up everybody in the boys, but since we're not getting another Gen V, let us know what happened to them niggas, man. What are we doing?
Exactly.
Golly, you see, Josh, you about to make my rating slip down to 5
Go
now.
down.
Yeah, I'm dead. Last but not least, when it comes to this topic, how does this ending, the ending of the whole entire series of the boys, impact the boys' legacy?
I don't really think it. I think the show as its entirety was really still a good show. It at times was mirroring the not at times it was every season it was mirroring real world events or satiring it. And sometimes even predicting it. This season,
Yeah, yeah,
which is crazy to say. Uh, but it's just like I feel like it was just a different take on superheroes that we haven't had, and they did it well, and I liked it. And to be fair, like I don't think it had a legacy before the show because no one really talked about like the comics at least in my opinion. Like, I'm not like too deep in like I'm in the comics world, but like I'm not too deep in like the non DC Marvel types. Besides Invincible or like things like Sandman or etc. So the fact that they brought what was already like just an all right comic, like people said the Boys comic itself was just fine. It was just a hate piece of superheroes. And it was just it was just gory and
gory to be
raunchy
gory.
for the sake of being it. Yeah. Whereas the show actually gave it some substance. So I think the legacy of the show is still fine.
Yeah, I agree on that assessment of like it took the comic book and basically said, hey, you guys have like cool characters, let's develop them and basically kind of keep the gore, but like make this comic book closer in line with the Watchmen. And it's just like how do you have something that kind of balances that? And I thought it was cool. Like I do think that when people hear of like shows like this that have a at best polarizing ending, I do think um it kind of turns people off from watching it in the future. Like um what's that zombie show called?
Walking Dead.
Yeah. The Walking Dead kind of got hit with that, and then you got some what's the dragon? Um
Oh, Game of Thrones.
yeah, Game of Thrones. Like no, like people who watch those shows because of the ending was bad, like they don't they're not getting new people to watch it. But you got like stuff like Breaking Bad where people who did not grow up watching it will go and watch it. Like Sopranos, we will go and watch that. You know what I'm saying? Like people will go and watch
I
a show
I
if the
think
ending still holds up.
I think people are still. I think Game of Thrones are still bringing in maybe not as much as many people they did, but like they're still bringing in people because like
But they got a new
they're still
show.
making shows.
Yeah, they
They
got a
got
new
new shows,
show.
and people are they're like,
But the
oh, I
IP
finished this
died
show.
though.
What else do we have? The
Yeah, but
IP's not dead. The IP's
the
still
the
going.
I the IP is still going, but the IP died. Like Game of Thrones was not because the guy did not write anything, and he still has not wrote that last book. It was on hiatus for a while, and in that time frame from was it like about 5 years? Nobody talked about it. No one talked about Game of Thrones from the ending of Game of Thrones to the start of House of Dragon. Nobody really talked about it. Like
I think
nobody was like
I
Breaking
think
Bad been ended. Peaky Blinders ended, and now the movie came out. People still been talking about Peaky Blinders. You
I've
know,
never seen Peaky Blinders. I have two friends who've watched it, but they don't ever. I don't know what that show's about besides just like British crime. I think.
yeah. I try to
Um,
watch Peaky Blinders. I might go back and watch it, but like people who like it love it. People kept telling me to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I mean. Like people who love something and they feel like it was done justice. they keep talking about it with other people. So then it gets brought up and it keeps getting brought up. It's like, oh, y'all need to watch this. Y'all need to watch this. You know what I'm saying? But the boys, the bad thing about it, it might be the fact that their legacy kind of, even though you're gonna get Vault Rising, their legacy might be tarnished with the ending because nobody's gonna be like, you should watch it. The ending was bad, but you should still watch. Nobody says that. People are like, nah, the ending was bad. Don't even worry. Don't waste 40+ hours of your life on it.
For the boys, and even forget, okay, so on the case of Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones for me was because I hadn't watched it, and I was like, I would never watch this show. And then during COVID, I watched it, and I was just like, the first 4 seasons, like, this was good. I enjoyed this. It had me hooked. And then I got to the end. I was like, last 2 seasons, I was like, wow, okay. Not horrible, but definitely not good. But it wouldn't stop me from recommending Game of Thrones. I just give people a warning. I'm like, you've probably heard what happens, but like, if you just want to, sure. But at the same time, it's like Game of Thrones is one of those shows where you have to be into that type of show, because like, if you're going in expecting just dragons and fighting all the time, no, it is just it is like it is at its core like a low key political thriller of like, how can I play? It is the Game of Thrones. How do I play this game across different kingdoms? And as far as recommending the boys, with this type of show, I wouldn't be like, oh, you need to watch the boys. I would be like, again, caution, and not for the ending, just for the substance of the boys. I'd be like, if this is your type of show and you don't mind it, yeah, go ahead. But I don't think I'll ever tell anybody you need to watch the boys. I'm be like, this is a really good show, and I recommend it. But I wouldn't be like, hey, you gotta go watch the boys.
Yeah.
That's just me.
No, I mean, yeah. No, I agree with you. I guess more. I think that's the thing, because like, when you love something, you just like, no, you need to watch that. You need to watch that. You need to watch it. Like when I am very gung ho when it comes to Attack on Titan. I don't think Attack on Titan will ever die.
Yeah.
Even like stuff like Dragon Ball Z.
No.
And it's because the fandom is just like, no, man, no, you tripping if you don't watch this. Like, it's peak cinema and stuff like The Boys. Unless it has something that continues it, and if that gets good, then it's ultimately going to die. Like, no one's gonna ask for more of it, because like, you gave us something that you didn't stick the landing. It's even in the anime space. It's like My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia, we will agree that it was not good in the middle. It was good at the beginning.
Middle. It dropped in the middle, and then in the final season was great.
And if you ever notice, people be like, you need, like, that one. I think won Anime of the Year.
It did.
And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it stuck the landing. And people will be like, you need to go watch it. You need to watch the anime. Like, you can watch that all the way through. And people might be like, give that middle a chance, but you need to watch My Hero Academia. And I think when shows don't stick the landing like The Boys, I think it ends up impacting their legacy.
That's fair. That is fair.
All right, that was all I had. That was all I wanted to talk about. Did you want to talk about anything?
No, boys related. No, that was really about it. We wrapped it up, put in a nice little bow.
Nice little bow. It went well. Yeah, I agree. I think the next thing I think we're gonna take a break, and then we might stream that one. What's that game called, Chaz? Chaz. Oh my gosh.
No Way Out.
My cousin.
Who am I?
Who are you? Who is this guy? Oh man. Yeah, No Way Out. So no. Regardless, we need to finish this game. I don't know how close we are at ending it, but we might finish it tonight, or
I feel like we're so close.
You said that last time we played, and we played that motherfucker for like 2 hours. Yeah, but yeah, yeah, we're gonna finish that. I don't know when, but we're gonna. Are you working tomorrow? Or are you off?
I was gonna probably work a little bit from home, but like I'm working from home, so like down for whatever tonight.
Okay, cool. Good to know. All right, guys, we'll probably see y'all back in a little bit. Y'all decide to come back, but we streaming the game. So until next time.